Hey everybody, if you're like us and you've been seeing these little cute lemon possets taking over Instagram, and so here at Tasty Q, we wanted to show you how easy it is to make a dessert that looks this good with our raspberry lemon possets.
Hi everyone, I'm Thomas,
And I'm Sydney.
and we are recipe developers over here at Tasty Q.
So to start making these raspberry lemon possets, it's really so easy. Our recipe makes 6 servings of this, so you're going to start by taking 3 lemons and cutting them in half just like this, because for our lemon possets, we're going to have them inside of the lemon.
Now I like to use this little knife here to just give that little slice at the top and around the edges. It's going to make it much easier and cleaner to scoop the lemon out of the rind.
You want to make sure that you're being very careful to not cut through the lemon, not just so you don't hurt yourself, but so that the posset filling doesn't pour out of your lemon.
If you do get any tears in the rind, it's okay. You can just use a bit of tape to hold it together while it sets. You'll remove that before serving.
We did this with our tangerine possets, which you will see next week, and it worked totally fine. No one could tell anything was wrong with them.
So grab a bowl and a sturdy spoon, and we are going to scoop all of the flesh out of the rinds. We're going to keep it because, of course, we need the lemon juice for later, because otherwise your cream will not set.
And this is a little bit more difficult than you might assume, so maybe put on some glasses or some goggles to avoid getting that lemon juice in your eyes, because as you can see, it was spraying everywhere.
Oh, I absolutely got it in my eyes during this shot, so.
I edited it out because you couldn't see his face, but it was a little bit hilarious. And so as you can see, it does take a little bit of elbow grease to get the flesh out of the lemon, but that's okay because we're gonna have some really sturdy bowls at the end of this.
Also, as a note, we're using 3 lemons. You are going to need a 4th one because we are going to need the zest of 1 lemon for this recipe as well. And we want the 6 halves that we're making here to still be nice and presentable for the table.
Exactly. So once you get all of the flesh out, and as you can see, it is a little bit difficult, but truly, this is so much more worth it than putting it into tiny little bowls. Your guests are going to love the little bit of extra effort. It will go a long way, especially at any sort of springtime gathering. I'm talking bridal showers, anything like that.
And for such a visually striking dessert, there is so little that goes into this. So as you can see, we're just going to set these out into the tray. This just makes them easier to move around and get them into the fridge when they're setting. You know, it makes us all a little less nervous while we're moving it.
So just put that aside so you have some more room to work. We are using an induction cooktop for our video here, but that is just for our video setup. You can very easily do this on the stove. It is a-okay.
So as you can see, I'm putting in half a cup of granulated sugar.
So in comparison for other baked goods, I would say half a cup of granulated sugar over 6 servings really isn't too bad.
And here we're putting in 2 cups of heavy whipping cream.
And so you'll notice that for this recipe, there is no gelatin, no eggs, or anything like that. This recipe is seriously so simple. It is just science. You're gonna have to trust it.
We were super nervous ourselves since there wasn't a setting agent, but lo and behold, it ended up working out just fine.
Once the heat has incorporated it together a little bit and getting that sugar to incorporate better with the whipping cream, you're going to lower that heat and you're going to get started on zesting the lemon. And so as we said, this is going to be a different lemon than your ones that you're using for your cups on this, and you want to make sure that you're getting every little bit of that zest and do not miss any bit of it.
Now you'll want to be using a fairly low heat. If you can see it on the screen, this is at 1 right now. You'll bring it up gently so that all of the oils from that lemon will make their way into the cream, and once it starts to bubble up like this, you're done. That is incorporated enough.
And from here, we're going to start adding our raspberry and our mint. We're just putting the raspberries in whole, but for our mint, to get that flavor out, I've always been told to smack the mint. I'm not sure if it really does something, but I'm gonna do it anyways. And then I just kind of pulled all the mint apart so it's in easier pieces and gets around more. It's not necessary. And like I said, you don't need to crush up the raspberries. You're just gonna put them in whole. We'll figure it out later.
That was 2 cups of raspberries that we put in here, and just a decent sprig of mint. That's really a to taste thing. Like that amount that you saw us put in, that will come through. And now we're just going to keep working up the raspberries here to smush them around, get some of that flavor, and most importantly that color, because that color is going to be so striking with the yellow of the lemons.
And we're using, again, an induction cooktop, which means that it cooks a whole lot faster than it might on a regular stovetop. And so what you're seeing, I really barely cut out a lot of time. And so if this is something that you're maybe wanting to do more often, I would recommend an induction cooktop.
I would certainly recommend starting with low heats. You'll see that we're mostly on like 1s and 3s in this video, and it's bubbling up just fine.
So that's where you're gonna take it off the heat entirely, and now we're adding 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. But notice how I put in 1 tablespoon, we start whisking right away, and then putting in the next one, because when you add the lemon juice, that's kind of when the science really takes over. And so you don't wanna let it curdle, so you need to whisk it right away. You're going to take away that and let it sit on the side just for a moment before taking out your bowl again and a sieve, and you're just going to pour your mixture into the bowl.
This will take out all of the raspberry seeds, all of the flesh, and also all of the mint, anything else left over, and that is going to give us a nice, beautiful, smooth texture to the possets without losing any of the flavor. You'll see that we're really squeezing as much as we can out of that raspberry.
And do not get rid of this raspberry, you guys. We put this aside and we made a delicious sorbet. The recipe will be on our blog later, and I believe you're going to see the video as well, but make sure you save that and put it in the freezer. If you're like me, I cannot pour things out of bowls other than into something around this size, so we are going to be using something a little bit easier to pour into our lemons.
Well, something that I have a lot of experience pouring out of, because this is what we make our evening espresso martinis out of. We're just using a cocktail shaker, because why not?
It does get quite hot, so just be aware of it on your hands when you're pouring. And then all you're gonna do is pour it into the lemons. Guys, it is seriously so easy.
Like, can you really believe that you're already pretty much done? We just let it set now. That's your dessert. That's taken care of.
And I will say that the lemons, because they're not a perfectly flat surface, did try to get away on me a couple of times. I cut it out a little bit, but you may see a couple splashes of pink. But that's a-okay. It's so easy to clean up afterwards, and we are not going to be displaying these in this tray. This tray is purely to collect any of our spills and mishaps.
Also, when you're cutting your lemons, I just kind of let them sit to where they're going to fall naturally on the counter.
Now you're going to take those lemons away and put them in the fridge and for just about an hour or more. And look at how perfectly they set. It's literally feels like a magic trick. And now it's time to decorate.
Yeah, we went fairly simple with these. With just a couple leftover raspberries. Oh God, look at those beautiful colors. And then to just, sort of make it pop, we throw some more mint in there.
And I loved how Thomas did these because they look like little tiny carrots. I know that's not what he was trying to do.
Relevant at all to this recipe, but that is exactly what I was going for. I saw little carrots and just went, oh, this is so cute.
And so maybe we're getting some Easter vibes, but again, I think these will be perfect for bridal showers.
Well, Easter brunch, come on.
Baby showers, Mother's Day brunch.
Oh, Mother's Day, absolutely. For Mother's Day, she would be so proud of us.
I know.
And it was 3 ingredients and took like 5 minutes, minus the setting in the fridge. So you can't go wrong.
And that's how you make raspberry lemon possets. It's seriously so easy, you guys. If you wanted to see our written recipe, it's on our blog at tastyq.com. Let us know how you got on, and let us know if you like these top-down videos.
So if you enjoyed what you saw here, please hit that like and subscribe button and ring that little bell.
Bye! See you next Monday, Wednesday, or Friday.